2, 1. We are live for the 19th episode of Burning Subjects. And today we have...
Big Bang and not in our pants. Or is it?
Or is it? That's
It is
a real
a random
question.
number, unfortunately. It'd be more fitting if it was the 20th episode.
Well, the 20th episode is going to be at the beginning of 2021. So that's going to be pretty cool. But another thing is that, before I get into the subject of today, I've changed something. I'm drinking Coca-Cola today.
You bastard!
Well, I already got Pepsi.
I'm
from
live.
Bojangles.
Live at that. It's okay. That's okay.
Andrew, you sick fucking bastard. You should have gone with goddamn fuck. You should have gone with motherfucking Pepsi.
One sec, my little brother.
One second. Hold on, my cat's going crazy. She's probably hungry.
Also, that doesn't look like 578 on the thumbnail. Oh, wait, it's 576, of course. The Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Northern that's being refurbished. So, yeah, that's that. And our wise and great Lord and Master has left us. Beautiful. He'll be back.
He'll be back.
What would Arnold Schwarzenegger say if he wanted to be a musician?
All right, I'm back.
I'd be Bach.
But I'm back. Anyway, so the subject of today, we're going to be talking about all of the things that happened when it comes to railroad preservation in 2020, which wasn't that much, because you know why.
Yeah, the fucking coronavirus. COVID-19, however you want to call it.
But even though
death and despair wherever it went to.
But even though that the COVID slowed down a lot of railroads from actually running their locomotives, there were a couple of scenic railroads and companies out there that took this time to take care of their locomotives, to basically shelter them, inspect them and see if there's anything that was really wrong with them. And basically it allowed them to, probably in 2021, these things will be running even more in 2021, especially a humongous articulated.
Yes, big bruh.
The big bruh. But anyway, and also, and another humongous articulated, which we'll be talking about later, none other than the Western Maryland's now Pride and Joy. The 1309, also known as the largest locomotive to ever be restored by a scenic railroad. But anyway, what shall we start off with?
January of 2020.
Yes.
Ed Dickens announced that 3985 was retired.
Yeah, that was some bad news.
Retired.
That is some sad news. I mean,
and unfortunately, some of the idiots out there didn't quite understand that. Like, again, there are people saying that, the engine is actually in very good shape. And it'll be back in service in a couple of years or so. And then when I actually said on a somewhat recent video from the Steam team that the 3985 is retired, somebody said, I don't know where in the hell you read this, but I can assure you that she'll be back in a couple of years.
I can assure you she'll be back in a couple of years.
Yeah, guys, be real here. The Challenger, it's almost like I have to repeat myself every time. But for short term, the Challenger is done for.
But for long term, like 20 to even 30 years, there's a chance. There's a small chance.
One better by saying that it could maybe even take up to 40 years for that poor thing to come back.
Yeah, I mean, also, some idiot commented on part 5 of my retired Steam stars list, which is just a bunch of honorable mentions, and we did talk about 3985 in that video.
Yes.
I talked about it because Stephen was
Yeah, you went solo.
Yeah, technically. But fucking some idiotic foamer was like, how do I put this? It's just not fair. Give 3985 another chance, Union Pacific. Retired.
Okay.
You did it.
Yeah, and I can see that you've actually taken the time to delete that comment.
No, I didn't delete it. I did not delete it. That person deleted their comment.
Probably because of my reply.
Roasted. But anyway,
Yeah.
besides the fact that 3985 has been sadly sidelined for now, well,
Yeah, like, again, there might be a chance that it's coming back, but certainly not within 10 years. Again, 20 to 30, that's our safest bet.
but keep in mind, as we said though, it's good for the Challenger. Take a little break because how long was it in service? Repeatedly running at 70 and even hauling a couple of freight trains?
After all, it's
Nearly 30 years. Let's see, from April of 1981, or maybe even March of 1981 when it did its first test runs, all the way up to October of 2020. October of 2010.
Twin.
I almost sounded like fucking Tommy Pickleson there. Ew.
Well, in 2020.
Yep. Final year that I think it powered like an excursion to honor like Glenn Nystrom that year, wasn't it?
I think it was. I think that was just a few forward and back run bys in the yard, like doing a little bit of testing while the engine was charted up with pink and purple ribbons. At the time, I didn't understand why they did that, but then many years later, I realized, oh damn, it was actually to commemorate the life of a UP railroader who meant quite a lot to the engine.
Oh, who's joined? It's Tom. Hello, Josh, my boy.
Yo.
Anyway, but
Good day, all.
let us continue, because now that we've talked about the sad retirement of 3985, let's talk about the sad delay of another locomotive from running under her own power.
Or in March of 2020, Scott Moore, who I believe is like the vice president of the Union Pacific or something, announced with a good deal of remorse that the UP steam excursion trips for 2020 were canceled. Thanks, COVID, you fucking boss steward.
But another thing that was even more sad, because 844 and 4014 have already, had their chance to show off what they can really do already, like for a year. 2926, which is the locomotive that I spent 2 years volunteering at, was literally going to run under her own power for the first time in 65 years. This year, it was delayed because of the COVID, and she was so close to running on her birthday. On her 70th.
What's the locomotive built again?
1944.
Yeah, 1944, but what month?
May of 1944. That's when they were going to steam her up.
It wouldn't have even been a birthday that ended in 0 or 5, so honestly, it wouldn't have been like that much of a big celebration.
But it would still, but it would have still been, kind of. It would still be a pretty big thing to see.
Especially because so far this is the largest rigid frame, well, the second largest rigid frame locomotive to ever be restored in the preservation era. The other largest being 610, obviously. And then,
actually,
mm-hmm.
I think that the 2900s were much bigger.
Well,
the engine and tender, those 2900 series Northerns were about as big as a Challenger.
Yeah,
maybe even a tiny bit bigger if you really look at it or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty damn sure that the TNP Texas types didn't have shit against the 2900 series Northern from the Santa Fe. So you got the king of rigid frame steam in the States there.
Yes.
Did 2926 actually move for the first time under its own power at some point, like this month?
No, it didn't actually. they never got to run her own power this year because of the COVID. They wanted, and I quote, they wanted all of the major.
I saw somebody showing a video of it in there. Apparently not, unless maybe.
Yeah, I think that was a Rickroll.
Well,
it was.
It was a Rickroll.
Michael.
But anyway, if I may continue, they actually delayed this locomotive for even more reasons, because they could have actually run her under her own power, but they had the heart and soul to let everyone see it. They wanted to wait until the COVID was over, and when they could run under her own power, they would bring all of the volunteers who had spent most of their years working on this amazing machine. They wanted to see all of their hard work be paid off in the end.
So in other words, they were trying to make it special.
Very special. Oh,
yeah, that's fair.
And it appears, though, that we have some things in the live stream chat. Anisha Cameron Elja.
Oh, not that.
Who's he?
Not that guy. Oh, but. Wow, he asked me what I think of Black Lives Matter. Way to get fucking political there, you dipshit.
This is railroad talk, not politics.
Line, Jim, but you missed an opportunity, but you decided to go with dipshit.
This is railroad dipshit, but still.
This is the railroad.
This way, Ace. I'm just gonna call you Ace for short. Stop talking about politics.
This is not.
This is a railroad.
If you really want to know my opinion, I'm all for equality for everybody, but Black Lives Matter seems to be. It seems to me like a big pile of horse crap because of all the goddamn riots that went completely out of control.
Yeah, but look, we're not talking about that.
Not just Black Lives Matter, everybody's lives matter.
Also, this is a train. For Christ's sake.
Yes.
This is also a train chat, not a political chat.
Exactly.
I'm very sorry that I'm very sorry for answering that in the first place, but needless to say, Ace, never talk about politics in here ever again.
I respect your opinion, though.
But anyway, though, back to 2926.
He also mentioned a whole bunch of other engines that returned to service. Let's see. New South Wales 3801, Florida East Coast 148, Northern Pacific 924,
and 28
Canadian Pacific 2816. The last one is wrong, Ace, because that was only a one-time steam up, and CP put the poor thing back in storage.
Yeah.
But they do take very good thing, so who knows?
But look.
But it hasn't been returned to service.
Yet. Anyway, though, after, of course, we've talked about my closest locomotive, which, to be honest, that's the reason that I've really gotten into this. They taught me...
2100?
No, 2926.
Oh.
Well, I want to see 2100. But anyway.
I will be there when you see it.
But anyway. On to the next one, which is of another Santa Fe Northern, 3751, which we've actually been getting a couple of progress reports of the 3751's rebuild. And I gotta say, they're very promising.
Didn't the 3751 bow out of service for an overall, and it's
54-day inspection?
Yes.
1472 day inspection, which
but yes,
I believe is roughly, that amount of days is just a little over 4 years from what I can remember. So, what? So it's like once every 4 years you need to have the engine thoroughly inspected.
But here's a really cool thing. 3751 was retired in 2016 for the overhaul, and now it could have actually returned to service along with 2926. Wouldn't that have been cool?
Oh.
I think the year it retired was like somewhere in the 1950s, I think.
But
well, let me put it this way: what I would do is, I would go against the wishes of the Santa Fe purists. And on one of them, I would most definitely paint the engine number on the sides of the cab.
Of what? Oh no, you had to.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I think it's worth them. But it's worth them painting it up like Thomas the Tank Engine.
No! No!
Why is everything train related always Thomas the Tank Engine these days?
I don't know. Thomas is popular.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
I think Thomas should have ended a long time ago.
Especially,
Guys, let's make it Chuggington instead.
Yes. No, isn't being milked. It's nowhere near as like, milked. I mean, it was basically supposed to be like they were trying to compete with like Thomas and all that stuff, but they're not even making as many episodes of that show anymore as they are freaking Thomas. Although, you've all seen the whatever reboot of Thomas, right?
yeah, don't mention it. Don't.
Garbage. The first version, I guess you could say.
Honestly, it just shows how desperate they are to keep this engine going. It's like how 844 is the living legend.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Thomas in a way is a living legend, but like being run into the ground with I don't know, for all the wrong reasons. Not like 844, where that engine is like meticulously maintained and all that stuff, and operates amazing excursions. It's just Thomas is just I know I'm doing a shitty job at explaining it, but I'm trying to.
An undead legend.
I guess you could say it went down the mine.
I get the reference.
Oh,
Anyway, though.
I wish that Thomas would run over a mine.
Oh!
I almost wish that Doc and Marty used fucking Thomas to push the DeLorean.
That would have been sick.
But wait.
Yeah, it would have.
Guys, I need to go take out the garbage, but can one of you by chance, talk about the return of 168?
168? I've never heard of that locomotive.
The one at the Durango and Silverton. Be right back.
Anything about it?
What? Durango and Silverton?
No, not Durango and Silverton. I meant Cumberland and Toltec.
Not too interested in talking about engines from those railways. I mean,
the Rio Grande 168. Let me look that thing up. A while ago, several years ago, I've seen a video of it actually being like slowly moved from its display site.
Yeah, built in 1883.
Yeah, it's a long-based 10-wheeler.
Like
460.
Yeah, 460 10-wheeler with a huge ass gap between the second and third driving axle.
Dang.
Like, you'd be forgiven. Like, if anything, you could literally chop that coupling rod in half and, make the rear driving wheels slightly smaller, and you would actually have, I would dare to say, a bit of a narrow gauge Atlantic.
Yeah, had a tractive effort of 11,590 tractive effort.
That's how many pounds?
Well, that's performance figures.
Yeah, tractive effort is measured in pounds.
Yeah.
I'm actually intrigued as to what the geometry for that is.
Retired in 1938.
Let's see. Rio Grande 168 tractive.
It was restored of October last year of 2019.
Let's see. The Wikipedia states that the locomotive has 46-inch diameter driving wheels, a pair of rather small 14 by 20-inch cylinders.
I'm back.
And a low pressure of 160 psi.
Wait, does anybody have a picture of this locomotive?
Here, I'll probably post one.
I'm back. Finally.
Say locomotives.
We're not so much talking about the locomotive's return to service, but we're just kind of talking about things about it.
Yeah.
Like Simba mentioned the tractive effort, and I looked up the related geometry for that, and yeah, so that's that answered. Plus, from the few images that I have seen, like what I said, Andrew, is that if you chop the coupling rod in half and you make the wheels on the rear driving axle a little bit smaller, it would almost kind of pass for a narrow gauge Atlantic. if you know what I mean, because yes, it's a 460 10-wheeler, but that gap between the second and third driving axle is huge.
Yeah, it's actually the oldest locomotive here in New Mexico. Well, note, the second oldest is the one I'm working on. Anyway.
Anyway.
Picture of it in chat.
Oh, wow.
Even.
Okay, good. It's actually a 10-wheeler.
Yeah.
Fucking funny.
That's what I said.
That's
what I said. It's a 10-wheeler, but if you chop down that coupling rod a bit, it could almost pass as an Atlantic. That's what I said about it.
Whatever.
But guys, can we just admit that this one looks better than a certain overrated 10-wheeler?
Yeah.
Yeah, number 3. That thing must die. Do not fight me.
Yeah, Simba, I'm not sure if you knew about this, but Sierra number 3 is what we like to deem as the most overrated steam locomotive in the world.
No, kid, it's been used in like so many movies.
And it's not only that, but the fact that
You didn't even mention it in your top 15 overrated excursion locomotives.
yeah, but the thing is, that was before my opinion changed because I never heard of Sierra number 3 until now. But
Andrew,
huh?
Are you saying Sierra?
Sierra or Sierra? Yeah, I actually don't know.
Sierra.
Sierra number 3.
Andrew, you're almost starting to sound like Cole Klink, the guy that I know and not really like in Gmod, who fucking foams over this engine, and he can't pronounce the word Sierra correctly either.
It's just Sierra 3.
He always pronounces it as Sahira.
Sahira! Wow!
Specifically to correct you on that, he actually had to say Sierra, Jim. And yes,
I always hear him say Sahira.
Like why?
Sahira!
no, he's actually correct. Hi, he corrected himself on that.
Let's see.
And I also think,
but let me guess, Raz. He still can't spell the word heavy correctly.
no, he could do that.
He's so ashamed.
You can't spell conversationalist correctly.
Oh my god.
What a fucking idiot.
I know.
Oh, guys. There's some other news.
I also. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well,
I'm also going to go hop in the gulag after this.
we got some more news about from the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society, which, you know, with their famous locomotive 765. But it's not about 765 we're going to be talking about. It's about their
Wabash number 534.
Not just that,
Yeah.
but we're also going to be talking about another nickel plate locomotive they've gotten a hold of.
Oh, that G. Oh, that SD. That SD.
Yes, 358. Which this is the first time we're talking about a diesel, like in depth on this in this. But 350.
Other than the centipede. Other than the centipede.
We don't talk about that thing. But anyway.
But before you go on, I have one more thing to do.
Yeah.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you down. Got him!
Really?
Get out of here.
Really?
Why?
You just rickrolled the entire stream. I mean, there's only 4 people watching, but whatever.
Why? I had to. I had to. No. We're just gonna keep that. Don't edit. We're just gonna keep that.
We actually got some new.
Really?
We got some new messages.
Let's
see, Elijah Trufford. Please tell me that that's just Ace on an alternate account.
Let's see.
He says that he's going to make a birthday video for me, and he'll make a card of $39.85 and $60.23.
And
Right. Way to go for spoiling my potential birthday. Yeah.
And he says that
Oh, you have TikTok and Instagram. You have TikTok and Instagram. Poor guy. I hate both of those social media platforms. Like, I have an Instagram account, but I don't use it. And TikTok can go ahead and die, because as a certain meme has put it, it's a perfect place for pedophiles and communists.
TikTok should die.
So wait, so is it also? Does that mean it's also the perfect place for Frisco 1522?
oh!
And our six, and our six siblings in preservation. Does that mean it's the perfect place for 1522 and our six siblings in preservation?
Oh my god, that was a mega rose. He's still laughing. He's still laughing.
That's actually. I don't like the Frisco Mountain types, mainly because of the whole overrated status of 1522. But that's too far of a fucking. That's too far of a bad thing.
1522 was my last Dairy Swab locomotive of this entire fucking year. Essentially, putting it in other words, I started the year the way I ended it. The beginning of the year, I built 1522. At the end of the year, I built 1522.
At the be-
And a damn good.
I just got a pancake.
1522, might I add.
I just saw him scream that like someone just threw at you.
A pancake just got on my face.
What?
A pancake.
Also,
Okay. You just got pancaked.
Okay.
Not again.
Where's that?
Okay, whoever threw that pancake, they're gonna die tonight. They're gonna die tonight.
What? Oh! Why did you bring a gun to the live stream?
God, no, please don't shoot.
Famous last words, everybody.
Oh God.
Not again!
Are you sorry for a trigger?
You got pancake.
Andrew.
Yeah?
We have no petroleum on the lake.
What?
Bolton gear.
You've been bongered.
So, do you mind if I bring up what the Erie triplex looks like? It looks like an orangutan's cock. Specifically, I got whacked by a baseball bat, and the wielder of that baseball bat is James May.
Oh!
Child, it wasn't Richard Hammond.
And guys, I think we're getting.
I had to take a dump.
I think that we're a little bit off track right now. Let's get back.
I'm questioning
One track, literally.
what are we talking about? I had to take a shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go derailroad off into the gulag.
We were talking about things, Stephen, and the whole stream derailed as we went off topic.
Yeah, and for some reason I'm getting pancakes flung at me. I mean,
Okay,
I am
going-
pancaked.
it's delicious.
Went to hell. Okay. If you're going to keep getting pancaked, but Steven might as well drop Hurricane Katrina in the toilet.
Tonight on Bottom Gear, Andrew gets flung in the face with a bunch of pancakes. Jim,
Wow.
and then Steven uses a fucking toilet.
I roast Frisco 1522 way too hard.
All this tonight on Bottom Gear.
And that's coming from me because my profile picture on Discord is Frisco 1522 with a cowboy hat and a pistol.
Also, going to the Western Maryland real quick. At some point this year, they kind of lowered the dread of particularly obnoxious foamers by saying that they do have long-term plans to get 734 back up and running.
Yeah.
Tonight on Bottom Gear, Andrew gets slapped in the face by a wet salmon.
You got slapped by pancake again.
That was perfectly timed.
Slapped by a wet fish.
No.
Pancake.
Okay. So going back,
A wet fish is more painful.
Okay, so what's our topic again?
Okay.
Future excursion stars.
Oh yeah, right.
No, just reviewing the whole year 2020 in general.
And also-
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This year has also been a big year for two locomotives. A certain big old Northern in Tennessee, and a certain 462 in Florida.
Oh,
Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis
576.
Yep.
And that's the thumbnail of this video.
Engines.
That's
The big J357.
And that's the thumbnail of this video. The 576. You want to get your big shot 576 and come down to 5, and you can get $5 for 576. Oh, not again!
God damn it, Andrew. One job. Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Tonight, I'm here. Josh has a tank loaded with pancakes and is shooting Andrew nonstop.
Do not
Peanut does nothing.
Do not here.
He's back.
But wait, guys,
Glorious.
Okay.
can we please get back to the subject at hand? Because
Okay,
Yes,
back to
please.
576.
Please, let's just get back on track.
No, it's not 576. They're cutting holes in her boiler where corrosion has formed, basically in and around the firebox area.
but I have gotten a lot of word that a 576 is going to be a really reliable engine in the future.
Yeah,
So-
that big old J357 will have lots of work coming to her. Now down to the Sunshine State. We're going to be talking. Florida East Coast 148. She just pulled a.
Not again!
Florida East. Okay. Florida East Coast 148.
Who's doing that?
Andrew, you want me to go kill him for you?
Throw the pancake back at him.
No, but
Andrew, you want me to go kill him? I'll go on a manhunt to kill him.
no, I kind of like I like the delicious projectiles.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, their pancakes with like friggin' blueberry or whatever in them.
Look like chocolate
Really?
chips.
They're chocolate chips.
Oh,
Like a giant cookie.
I prefer my pancakes all natural.
I prefer my pancakes under my pants.
What?
That's a joke.
And sexual.
Don't take that too seriously. But this live stream might get demonetized.
Don't worry, it's not for kids.
When we were monetized to begin with? Guys, listen to this. Oh, wait, hold on.
Le fiche au chocolat.
Not again!
What is that? That is French music.
Yeah, just some French music followed
The French music.
Hang on, I forgot to say how I like my pancakes.
Oh no.
Oh
Do
no.
you like the down the barrel of a fucking T-32? I bet.
No,
you do.
I like to spank my wife's pancakes.
Oh shit! That was a harsh one.
Bro, she's 9.
Yeah! Oh no!
Guys, I think we should get back on topic.
Yeah, look.
Like pancakes.
Look, I was talking about the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society. Well,
And then the Western Maryland, whatever.
but
And then 148.
But the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society has proposed a plan to their city to basically make an entire tourist attraction for steam locomotives and basically railroading in general. It's called Waterhead Junction, I think it's called. Where,
Yeah, I've seen drawings of it, like concept drawings, and I think it's going to be, a whole museum in the shape of a
Don't you
with a little station.
yeah.
Don't you mean Headwaters Junction?
Oh yes, Headwaters Junction. But anyway, not only
Okay, I have one more thing. I have
Yes.
one more thing before we can move on. This one last thing is
And-
going to be legendary.
what?
We're no strangers to love.
Oh fuck!
did I spoil it?
Perhaps.
Do I?
A full commitment's what I'm thinking. Ah, are you kidding me? Not again.
Why is that so?
I'm just sitting here eating chips and enjoying this.
This is kind of big.
Stop throwing pancakes at me.
Andrew,
What?
from now on, you are the pancake man. It's gonna be a new running gag.
Yes, peasant, bring me more pancakes.
Somebody needs to get a pancake add-on for Gmod so we can constantly throw pancakes at him.
I told you, bring me my pancakes.
So what? It went from Niagara, a beer can, to pancakes. Because I got a shotgun and you're just a duck.
Anyway,
Now,
look, let's get back on track.
Duck! I heard duck!
Now,
Guys,
Andrew, I think it's time to do your Donald Duck voice.
Oh, so not this again.
yes.
look, guys, though, let's get back on track.
Dangerous Donald Duck voice?
Yes, yes, I have. Every time we be playing Minecraft.
Yes. Yeah,
It's annoying.
I haven't heard it. Listen and marvel.
Hey, where do you shut up?
I got another pancake flung at me.
Hello, my name is Kermit the Frog, and I suggest we get the fuck back on topic before I start shooting people with my big ass shotgun.
Yes, dear. And I'll probably
Boys, what a shit show.
Donald, you need to shut up.
But I suppose we got to start going back to
Yeah,
the
we do need.
part
Look,
of work.
we need to go back on track.
I wanted to say before everybody started to interrupt.
No, fucking do it again.
Now I'm going to go hide.
Well, guys,
As in hide, I'm going to go recede into the gulag.
well, guys, I have two locomotives that
Let
we're
our
gonna.
Lord and Master speak.
I have two locomotives that we're going to talk about in a bit of a tangle. And those two are, of course, the two Reading T1s that are, and we're going to have a bonus, which has confused me lately.
Well,
But
I
anyway.
was going to talk about JNL 58 and how the young
Oh, yeah!
they expanded their track a little bit.
Yeah, they did. They added the eastern extension for the little shunter. And they also changed the whistle on it a couple of times, too. So it's pretty cool. They also have gotten more rolling stock. And finally, this year, they have started construction of a new tender for the thing. A bigger one. For that tiny ass furnace tender. That's not. I don't even qualify that thing as a tender. What is that thing?
So, like what? It's big enough?
It's bigger now. The tender is going to be much bigger now.
Talk about beef.
Yeah, but is it big enough?
Yes, it's actually big enough. And maybe
Are you sure that it's big enough?
that's what she said.
Why?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I got a pancake in my face again.
Wait a minute, Andrew, wait a minute, hang on. Andrew, hang on, pause for a moment.
What?
Andrew, I now pronounce you king of all pancakes forever.
Yes, I am now the king of. You're kidding me.
Why is it so funny to see you get hit by a panic?
Great. Now when I'm spanking my wife's pancakes, I'll think of Andrew.
That's cracking again, isn't it?
but look, Anyway, 21. This is about the 221 T1s. 2102. Finally, this year, work has begun to get Reading T1 number 2102 actually back on the high iron again. And, well, the progress we've seen is very, the boiler is almost through to its hydro test, first off. And then, of course, the locomotive looks like itself again. The cab is still off the locomotive and the tender's still being working on. But most likely by next year, we'll have one Reading T1 back on the rails again. And speaking of the other T1, how about we talk about my all-time favorite steam locomotive, 21... You're kidding. You gotta be kidding me! I got hit in the face with pancake again! Ah!
Andrew,
What?
the reason why they're throwing you these pancakes is because they want you to eat lunch, and because they don't want to interrupt your live stream or appear on camera.
I have my pancake right here. So, What are you gonna do? Got this pancake. What? Are you gonna give me that?
Like, bruh, I just ate. I saw that. But I ate 6 pieces of chicken tonight.
Stop throwing pancakes! What are you gonna throw next? A banana?
No thanks. Unless they may be deep fried with vegetable oil that you could possibly use as fuel for number 21.
Look in the chat. Nothing. Someone please explain to me why Josh thinks his wife's pancakes
Pretty sure
to get.
2100 got her coupling waxed, right? Or his coupling waxed.
But anyway, back to 2100 though. So this year, finally, all of the stay-bolts for the firebox have been completed, and right now they're being welded into the firebox as we speak. And 2100 has also gotten a chance to be in a movie where they actually they basically painted up the front of the locomotive to look like a working locomotive for it to be featured in a little movie, especially because they were wanting a steam engine for the scene, and so they were willing to help. And another thing about 2100 is that, Doyle McCormick has decided to help them when it comes to parts to...
How many times are we going to get interrupted by the pancake thing?
I don't know! Anyway.
8, 7,
2100 has finally gotten some help by Doyle McCormick with people who can help work on the locomotive. And of course, most likely... and because of her 1472-day inspection coming up, most likely she'll be ready before that needs to come, actually. So she won't even have to go through that rebuild because, they're restoring her at the moment. But anyway, they've also finally gotten her back to her... They finally completed converting her back to coal. So that's good. Finally, they got the auger completely fixed up, which was ruined before, and they finally, of course, they got rid of that oil bunker, they got rid of the quote-unquote burners in the firebox, and now all they really need to do is just put the running gear back up. Running beer, wow.
Running beer, interesting. So they're good. So. Screw coal firing. Let's go over to beer firing.
I mean, then again, it is
a substitute for water.
Then again, alcohol is flammable.
That's going to be a big problem.
It's going to be the most Milwaukee thing ever.
Stop.
A drunk.
Okay.
Pancakes with beer, everybody.
All right.
Stop.
Stop it. It's running gear back on.
Hang on.
And guys, since we're talking about the Reading T1s, we recently got news that the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum is letting people sign a petition to fucking restore 2101.
Oh. that fucking petition. Oh my god.
Hold on.
That one. Why? Why does it have to be that
I know which one you mean because I actually sent it as part of the whole joke. You know, I went on the internet today and I found this. But
It's real.
What'd you find?
wait, what? Please tell me it's not real.
Stop throwing pancakes.
Is it real?
It's real.
Andrew,
What?
look at the picture.
Of what? Let me look.
Look at the
Why?
You're welcome. Existential dread.
Thank you.
Oh, hi.
I swear, this is worse than getting flung with pancakes. Ah!
Did you get hit by another one?
Yep, he did.
Yes!
His live stream right now.
I was just about to say that this photo is worse than getting flung with pancakes, and wouldn't you know it, I just got flung by another one.
I guess she's some pancakes in America.
People clearly don't want you to do your live streams.
I mean, I do like pancakes, but
Here,
probably
have
after this,
something
I'm gonna start hating them.
more curse. Fire up 2101. We can, with a little bit of faith, we can engine or something like that. Just with
Oh, fire up 2101 because the thing looks okay on the outside, but it's
Look what
not.
Paul put on.
You're welcome. Why is that?
Oh, 2101 is the best Reading T1 out of the budget, and I don't care because I think it can be restored with a bunch of hope and money, and I
Andrew.
again. What? What?
Your honest question, no.
What?
Honest question.
What?
How would you feel if the 2101 was converted to burn oil?
Ross Rowland would be triggered.
But
Ross-
would you be triggered?
Yes, it's a fucking Reading T1. No matter what, no matter how many, anthracite coal burners you even try to convert to burnt oil, I'm gonna get mad at it because anthracite coal burners are meant to burn anthracite coal and nothing more.
Rip Andrew getting flung by pancakes.
Here's something even better.
What is that?
Brew Coke.
Not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool. Wait, I got a pun. It's a tank engine.
No. Rick is at Monster Trucks live streaming.
It's a
That is a tank engine.
Oh my god. He got flung with it.
We could build.
Hey, by the way, I also left a very
Andrew equals pancake man.
message in the chat.
Andrew,
What?
delay in the stream makes it even funnier.
Andrew, we should build that locomotive in Gary's mod.
That would actually be kind of fun. Not gonna lie, but Andrew equals pancake man.
The pancake egg
Yes,
John.
you are the.
I'm not the pancake man. I'm not the pancake man.
Are you sure maybe there's a pancake ceremony on Gary's mod?
Hold on, I gotta fucking Google this. I gotta fucking
You
look
like
this shit up.
pancakes, Andrew?
No!
Not listen to Andrew get pelted with pancakes live stream.
Andrew Giles saying flum like pancake for me.
Shut up! I'm not the pancake man.
I don't think that there's a. I don't think that there's a.
Disney Productions, welcome.
Here, I'm gonna have to have Dan. Long story short. Who left?
Who left?
Oh, that was Peanut. Peanut left.
Peanut left.
I'm not the fucking pancake man.
But anyway, Dan, Andrew is the pancake man.
I'm not the pancake man.
Pancakes.
Well, I'm a degenerate, man, because I am surrounded by degenerates.
I'm not the pancake man. And if you think that I'm the pancake man, I'm gonna shove the pancakes that are being thrown at me out of your.
Okay.
He got flung one
Why is it so funny?
Help me! Help me! Help
Well, at
me!
least nothing's getting flung by me.
I swear to God.
Anyway.
I swear to God, Josh, if you're flinging these pancakes all the way from freaking Ohio, I'm gonna go over to the Baltimore, Ohio Railroad.
Andrew.
What?
Wait, Andrew, how did you find that out? How did you find out I was the one throwing them?
No. It was me.
I don't see you.
My mom is making pancakes and I'm throwing them out the window.
You're flinging them all the way to freaking Albuquerque.
Oh, no wonder. There's a big giant cannon sitting outside my window.
Okay, now let me actually try to, claw back a few points on the decency scale.
Anyway, yeah, let's get back to the subject.
Andrew, do you hear that?
Is
I
that?
hear it.
Let me. Okay.
If you can hear it, let me crank up the volume a bit and try again.
So what's going on here?
I know the whistle. I mean, I know it's the whistle, but what is that whistle belonging to? I forgot.
Well, it's the only engine that I ever built that got it.
It belongs to your mom.
It's a certain SP boy.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, 2914.
Yeah, 2914.
But anyway, guys, let's get back on track again. Okay.
What did I miss?
So
I'm getting hit by pancakes.
Yeah, and I was throwing them.
You also missed Peanut. Alright, he left shortly after you joined.
Anyway, another thing that 2020 started off with was that the Durango and Silverton got their first oil-fired steam locomotive, 493, which I actually got to ride behind. And I actually have been proven wrong about the whistle. Apparently, it's not a Reading 6-chime. It's a modified Nathan 6-chime, apparently. But
I honestly thought it was a New York Central 6-chime.
either way, the whistle sounds godly.
Anyway, other things that happened in Rail Preservation in 2020 is Dan, slamming his desk when the CP holiday train wasn't on Andrew's top 5 Christmas specials.
Because I completely forgot about it.
Oh, by the way, also, Dan,
Stop!
you know that whole Anasi Cameron Elijah kid?
He got hit by another concrete.
He said that 2016 has returned to service. Needless to say, it's all fucking lie because he is dumb.
Every time Andrew gets hit,
Look at chat. Tell me what you see.
Well, it's.
every time
I
Andrew
mean, he's somewhat right of saying 2816 is back in service, but it was only for one time. But like,
every time Andrew gets hit in the face with a pancake, I'm gonna post a cursed image of pancakes.
please no.
Look at chat right now.
Whoever's doing that, please stop. Josh has the most cursed videos or images of
Okay. Let's just. Explosives. What the fuck? Everybody, calm down. I'm okay. Calm down, honey. What? Who the fuck just shot explosives? Excuse me. I'm not talking to you.
I wasn't even looking at the moment, but
Just
why do I suddenly suspect
Anyway.
fucking Sport H?
Anyway, finally, let's get into some of the later stuff that's happened this year. Of course, Santa Fe Southern has finally gone back up to their standards because George R. Martin recently bought the railroad. The coaches are being refurbished to factory fresh condition, but the only problem is they're removing some of the original steam heater systems, which is kind of sad. But either way, also they are actually looking for a steam locomotive, which I'm actually going to talk about in a very intricate video I'm going to spend a while making, which is a documentary on the locomotive that I'm probably going to spend the next 20 years working on.
20 years.
769.
And by the way, if any of you say anything about that number, I swear to God, I'm going to...
You got hit by another pancake.
It's alright.
You know what that means?
No. Here, let me. Andrew,
What?
I'll make it up. Andrew, I'll make it up to you. I'll bless you with Canadian stuff. I'll make it up to you. I'll bless you with Canadian locomotives.
Oh, look at chat right now. In the burning subject.
Oh God!
The chat?
God!
There you go. Here, more images.
What is that?
Pancakes. And
Is that the guy flinging the pancakes at me? That's the pancake man.
Every time he gets hit with a pancake, I'll post the first image of pancake.
But anyway, though, 2634. That is a beautiful locomotive. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
You want to know what's more beautiful?
What? The fucking pancake guy earlier?
Boom.
Oh, this. Yes. So, if you guys didn't know on the stream, which obviously most of you did, especially that one foamer in the chat, fuck off. But anyway, 2816 was briefly steamed up this year by the Canadian Pacific for a little trial run. But after that, it was put back into storage. But it was the first time that 2816 had steam for quite a while. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the first time in 8 years. It was a huge. I was like smiling like all the way. I actually wanted to cry because I thought that CP actually completely forgotten about the engine. The only people that are really taking care of it are the steam crews. But no, CP still remembers their little Empress, and I don't know. It just made me want to cry.
I've been there before.
Like, I just hope someday, maybe by the end of this pandemic, this engine will
Return to the main line.
again. I just want to see her out again.
Jim, what caused the engine to actually derail that time?
I have no idea.
Let's pay a little bit of respects to the Canadian Pacific.
Actually, you know what we need to do now? Everybody, this is something that's really critical now. Can we get a moment of silence for celebrities, like well-known people that we all loved, or that passed away in 2020?
Yeah.
Pandemic or cancer.
I can already name a few, regardless if they passed away due to COVID or not. Fred Willard, Kirby Morrow, Sir Sean Connery, Eddie Van Halen,
Rick May.
Yeah, Rick May, definitely. Kobe Bryant to some extent.
Wait.
I think he died in a helicopter crash.
Yeah, towards the start of the year.
Michael Angeles.
Oh my God. I got a smudge in my glasses. Ugh, great.
Let's see. Other people best.
Thanks, pancake thrower.
Actually got he had a little list.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, definitely.
I keep getting hit by pancakes.
Granton Mahara. Granton Mahara, definitely. Danny O'Neill. In case you don't know who that was, he was actually a writer for Marvel Comics, and he was involved with in the early days of the Transformers franchise. In fact, it was thanks to him that what the fuck? It was thanks to Danny that Optimus Prime actually got his name.
But
yeah.
But how about
Let's all have a moment of silence for the celebrities Jim mentioned and just many other. Yeah, let's have a little bit of respects now. Just let's be silent for now.
Jim, should we go on Blue Line? This server's.
I keep getting flung by pancakes.
Holy gee. Well, that paying for respects thing went pear-shaped fast.
Yeah, because someone threw a pancake at me.
Tong, stop throwing it. We're trying to have a little moment here. We're all trying to have a little moment here.
That time it wasn't me.
Who the fuck was it then?
But anyway, though, 1309, obviously. 1309 is expected to be running up in January. Well, actually, how about before we end the stream, how about we talk about what we think will happen next year with steam locomotives?
Honestly, with COVID still lurking out there, but slowly but not much is going to change. But I do feel like things have gotten a bit more stable. Will be more stable next year,
Hopefully.
Only slightly side. And they're still going to lock places down completely for quite a while.
Yeah. Oh wait. I just realized there's a rather tragic event that's going to happen in the Railfan community. There's going to be a tragic event that's going to happen next year.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Union of South Africa retiring?
No. It's the end of a golden age. Even worse. You want to know what that is? What? The end of MTH trains.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot.
No more models from them.
Damn it.
So, before they go, let's all say our final goodbyes to MTH, and thank the founder of MTH Trains for making these models that made so many memories for young and old.
And you want to know something? There's only going to be one, and I mean one, maker of O-gauge trains these days. Oh wait, actually two. One of them is called Third Rail, but that's by Sunset Models, and they make brass models. So those are the only ones that are actually really worth it these days now.
Lionel had their days, but nowadays they've just gone cheap. Rest well.
If you look in the live chat, you'll see something that I put.
Just respawn the fucking locomotive, Jim. This is honestly too much of a hassle. How much does that pilot bogey weigh?
Like, the bogey is literally all the parts that are set to the max weight.
But anyway, guys,
those welds on it that causes it to act so erratically.
what is another thing that you guys think will happen next year when it comes to railroad?
Together.
What's another thing?
Well, actually, there is one locomotive down here.
There are three welds on it, Stephen. The microchip that emits the wheels and the actual slider axles. And yes, they have to be welded on.
Well, obviously, some things are going to happen, like a couple of locomotives running under their own power, like maybe 576, 2926, 1309, obviously.
I'm glad you'll see 1309 once it's back in operation.
Oh, and Alaska Railroad 557.
No, that's 160.
Yes. I'm not sure if we talked about this, but 557 actually received her brand new boiler this year, and passed the. So that's gonna be cool. And another Railroad Historical Society that's just formed is one that I think it's 170. I don't know. It's another Pacific. But to be honest, I'm starting to fade fast. But maybe it's because I'm getting upset because someone's throwing pancakes at me.
You got hit by another one, didn't you?
Actually is happening. He won't stop talking about how he's getting hit by pancakes. Is somebody spamming pancakes in the live chat?
No, somebody's literally throwing pancakes at him.
Who?
If you go back to the stream, watch later, you'll see
at his house, Tonk?
No, I'm putting them in a 152 millimeter howitzer, and I'm launching them to his house.
Then how do they softly hit me in the face?
Someone in his house is throwing pancakes at him.
But anyway.
Maybe it's Donald Duck.
People flying around him. That makes me feel uncomfortable when somebody's flying around my locomotive. I'm just going to actually try to leave him alone.
But anyway, guys.
People do that. Like, they float around your locomotive awkwardly.
Another interesting thing that might be happening next year is a couple of other locomotives are looking into being restored. And I forgot them. Oh yeah, that's right. The Youngstown Steel Heritage Corporation has bought 2 more of those rolling ingot type locomotives, and they're going to cosmetically restore one, and then they're going to return the other one to operational condition.
Which one is it? 57 and 59 or something?
Actually,
59, which engine?
Actually, 59 was scrapped. 60.
Oh, never mind. Of course, it was scrapped by a bunch of money-grubbing little shits.
The funny thing is, 58 is actually wearing 59's saddle tank. So I guess the legend lives on.
Hey, Andrew, I found a suspect throwing pancakes at you.
Who?
God, back to the fucking pancakes again. God, can we get back to Channel 58? Jesus.
Yes.
Well, I caught him in the act. I'm posting it in the burning subjects chat.
It was literally yourself.
Moving on. Why does he keep failing? You really need to do some adjustments, I guess.
Someone should make an edit to make like it transition to where it's like going up like this and then just.
This has been a fun.
Quick word of advice: never search up garbage truck compact.
What am I? All right. What are the locomotives that were going to be made out of? Or that were going to be restored? Which engine was going to be restored, and which one is going to be restored cosmetically?
Well, that's actually what we need to figure out, because they said all that they really said is that they're going to restore one cosmetically and that they're going to restore one to operation. But the real question,
what are their numbers is what I'm asking.
Their numbers are 57 and 60.
Good.
All right, here's another thing. Another thing that's another thing in steam preservation that's been going on that hopefully will be around by 2021, and that is Nevada Northern number 81.
In other words, another 280 consolidation.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mikado, but like.
Oh, and I forgot to talk about.
I'm absolutely sure that it is.
I forgot to talk about a couple of things that the Age of Steam Roundhouse.
Oh yeah, 1187 moved there.
Oh, not just that. They're actually
and 643.
Yeah, that too. But that's really it.
And just go ahead and do the thing that you did in my list about 1187 at the Roundhouse.
Oh yeah. Actually, let me go to the exact comment and just read it out loud and give a big middle finger to all of those foamers out there.
Also, yeah, 81 is a Connie.
So you want me to have a seizure while screaming about 11?
Yes. By the way, also, why did you have a pimp like Christmas hat?
Me?
With like a left.
I couldn't find a proper Christmas hat, so I had to steal one from my sister.
Yeah.
Well, it actually fits. It actually fits well with you.
Well done. Yeah. Merry second Christmas. No, excuse me. I gotta commit seizureness as requested by Stephen.
What? 1187th in the outhouse.
We fucking did it!
Tonight on Bolton Gear, Danielle's at Firmus because of a camelback at the Age of Steam Roundhouse.
Was he just like,
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
Again, I really, again.
Because there's so many goddamn people commenting on the video. Like, there were so many people
Nothing here just said Andrew is
And that-
Andrew is enjoying his pancakes. No, I am not. I'm looking down there. Comic session. Session. Wow. Comic.
Tell you what.
Comment
Every
section.
time you said something about a pancake, I'd be a millionaire.
Tell you what. Instead of pancakes, you know what? You know how to make it better.
How?
Some Canadian bacon. I'll give you some Canadian bacon instead of throwing pancakes at you.
Please give me bacon. I'd rather.
That's ham.
Oh yeah.
Canadian bacon is just ham.
All right. So I have here the comment.
What do you call regular bacon?
Okay. P.S. For all the fucking Pringle cans out there, it is a good thing that 1187 is at the Age of Steam Roundhouse. She's getting a cosmetic refurbishment and is actually being taken care of at the Age of Steam Roundhouse. While Strasbourg
didn't know what to do with the damn thing.
While Strasbourg ran the
To do
thing.
with fucking Thomas because it made the money.
While Strasbourg ran the thing with bad coal and left it exposed to the elements for 33 years.
And okay, here's another question I have with Strasbourg being stupid. Like, why do they have 972 there? Why do they still have it? Like, I understand they're trying to restore it or some crap. I don't know. Just come on, just give up the engine. Give it to someone else if you're not even going to work on it. Leave it out there. Just
972? What railroad?
972 Canadian Pacific. The 460 that is on Strasbourg property.
Of course, you don't know about it, Jim. I think it used to operate under the Steam Tours of Akron, Ohio, or something.
Yeah, it did.
But for whatever reason, Strasbourg had to buy it. Like, they needed the engine or something like that. It's as if, because they only operate 3 steam engines now.
Yeah. But
among them all is the one Canadian national steam locomotive I'm actually not genuinely a fan of because.
But anyway,
because it's like because it's literally the only steam locomotive any American can really remember.
But anyway,
apart from the Super Mikado.
No. So yeah, 30 for me. Okay. The Can Canuck is somewhat of an exception, but it's just 89. It's just compared to the Can Canuck. It is so overfoamed. Like, holy Jesus, Strasbourg is milking the thing. Oh, speaking of Strasbourg milking their engines, holy shit, they're just throwing 90 out there like it's their slave. Holy shit.
No, they're throwing it out there like it's like fucking Flying Scotsman.
Like, I get it. It's their strongest engine of the fleet, but come on. If that's the main reason why, then why do you have 2 other engines out there running and trying to refurbish the 4th one? Granted, the 4th one is actually announced to be retired.
But guys, I think that is about it for this episode of Burning Subjects. And well, if you have any recommendations for any other sort of subjects that we should talk about in the railroad preservation.
Can I say one?
What?
Fast locomotive.
Someone already put that in the comments. But
what?
But if you guys have any other recommendations,
did we ever talk about the East Broad Top's return?
Oh yeah, I forgot the East Broad Top Railroad's returning.
Let's do that. Let's talk about the East Broad Top late.
Or how about some rather obscure locomotive classes?
Why is everybody joining this server?
But anyway, guys,
Decided Stephen we're going somewhere else.
But guys, let's but yes, the broad.
Let's go to server 2.
Andrew, I got a question, but I'm going to send it to you through iMessages because it's not relating to burning subjects.
Okay, but anyway, most likely we will see you next year for another episode of Burning Subjects, of course. And well, I hope you guys have a good new year, and please stay safe.